This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. Oh. Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Link Up Podcast with your host, Mistuh King, Kana Woods, Rashid, and Kalissa here in the building.
Yo.
Full house.
The birds are here to flock.
What the fuck though?
What?
Bird? Why? I know. Why it gotta be a
flock?
bird? But why it gotta be a bird?
You don't want to be a bird?
No.
For once, we can't get through the introduction.
And we also have a very special guest in the room joining us. We'll just try to ignore these two here and the little bickering and whatever going on over there. We got Georgio Richardson here joining us.
Yes.
First time on the podcast and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So, just from the little bit of chilling that you observe and what happened pre-recording and stuff, what's your impression of what's going to happen here today so far? Let's start there.
I think I'll just keep quiet and I'm gonna keep quiet.
Okay. So I guess since you keep quiet, let me ask a question. Let me ask another question.
No.
How you hear about the link up?
How I've heard about the link up? I was scrolling on Facebook, and you know, like you have like the suggested.
Okay.
I was like, okay, this and then I just released a song on various channels, and I noticed like, okay, I was speaking with my mom, and my mom was like, yeah, no one here in Samas, I've heard it already, like no one knows that you make music. I was like, okay, it's a good link to link up.
Hey.
See what you did there. Let's see what you did there.
Appreciate that.
To get some to bring the song to more audiences, more people.
Okay. So now my next question is: you just feel like this is the right place? Like you according to what you had said before we started recording, you never watched the episode. So you just feel like I just come on this random show that I never watched myself and just promote a song that
like. That's a good tip for the next thing I do,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be a good idea. Maybe at least like one episode, just
search up who the people
that might be an idea.
Because the things that has come out of Sean's mouth, and based on the song I heard this morning, I don't know.
Okay.
Why?
See, okay, before we get into that, before we get into the actual music, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you come from, how old you be, little background.
Okay, so born and raised in St. Martin.
Okay.
Came to the Netherlands like about 5 years ago. Now 24 years of age.
Okay.
On St. Martin I lived in Point Blanche.
Okay.
So like living in Point Blanche mean you're kind of like the castaway.
But you have to
you
think a lot far in the future, like how you get it home.
Exactly.
How you get it
my next line was like, it was always a struggle to get home because the bus stop you like right by I think it was RBTT Bang. I think around like Jump Up Casino. You get stopped there and then you gotta find your way to the road.
Like it was like far up, like it was towards the jail, or we talking about?
No, we talking about like way behind the hill, down by the sea.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was really, really rough.
But that's okay. That should have prepared you for all the walking you do up here.
If
it's one place you can walk, it's hollow.
That is true. And I actually don't mind sometimes. It's kind of weird. Okay. But so came here to finish continue my studies.
What are you studying?
Was studying, graduated past July.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
That was also a challenge there.
Oh, trust me, all of us in here know. Some of us know it too well.
I don't know if I should be laughing for that one, but anyway.
It's a process of prayer.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh things off, Sometimes it just be like that. You ain't got no other choice. Just laugh it off.
That is actually true, because the fact that you said it, I was in my last year, and in that last year is when the whole Irma situation was taking place in St. Martin, and that whole period of like life was like, it was really hard. That was really, really hard. My teachers had a lot of sympathy. I'm really grateful for, but it was a really difficult moment. I was busy with my thesis as well, so it wasn't like just you got to pass a test. You got to do research.
I think me too. No.
So
I think maybe no. I was working. No, I lie. I was working.
Yeah. So it was a difficult moment, but got through it. And the study that I was studying was culture and society development. It's really long, but basically it's social work on community-based level. And yeah.
Probably the first time I ever heard of this study.
But
Me too.
Yeah, same.
I really believe so.
the first, like that specific title, yeah. But I mean, if you just sum it up as social worker,
So what type of
social.
I mean,
worker,
other than social work, like what type of career path you would go into with the study? What are some of the things that you was learning while studying?
It's really, really, really broad study. It's a really broad study.
It's often the case.
The study is divided into 4 sectors. You have arts and culture, you have like societal work, you have like more policy work, working with governments, institutions, and you have more like kind of like creating games, I think. Like not games as in gaming, but like projects that is linked to helping children of kids to grow up and etc.
So like kind of like a YMCA type program.
Yeah. So it was a really broad study. So my focus was mainly on arts and culture, of course, but trying to do a bit more of like project management, setting up programs, designing programs and projects for various groups in society. So that was
You plan on going back to Martin with all this now?
So before the show you say like some stuff I can't say on no, I'm joking. No, I'm not planning on going back.
You're not planning on going back. Okay, why not?
Like at all, or just not now?
At all. I mean, of course, for vacation, family, etc. But my like, how could I say this? The opportunities for one, and the experiences for one. Like with this study. Like what we got throughout this study is you could focus on a neighborhood, but you can focus like internationally wise, because how the world is going now is one playground. It's one.
Internet brings us all together.
Yeah, so
making the world smaller and smaller.
Exactly, but a lot of questions was raised, especially from my parents also. Like especially after Irma, like people was like, okay, like this is a study that the island needs.
Yeah,
like,
that's
why
kind of
go?
why I asked the question, because they need you down there.
That is true, and I told myself if I have to go back, I would have to do something like for myself, because I really do not want to work with government.
Of course,
It's like one of those things. Do
understand
you live for the island, or you live for yourself?
And
Which one comes
I
first,
can't blame
right?
nobody that chooses to live for themselves.
Exactly, but
can't-
you always kind of like pressure it in a sense when people to be like, yeah, your island needs you, or the island could use you, or where
Respect
you're
to
learning
those
and
that
whatnot.
Like puts themselves a little bit to the side and focus more.
Not even just on the island, on the family. This is just like I gotta go home because my mother or like my grandmother there or my father there, whatever the case is.
Yeah,
Man ain't gonna have to live without me for a while.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different something. But
and my mom understood that. She understood it. She understood it, and my father also understood it as well.
Where's most of your family from? Most of them just a man?
Yeah, my mom is.
I mean,
mom and father is more friend side,
Okay.
and then they just decided to live.
you don't
on
get
that
most
side.
of Martin and a Richardson last name.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Which high school you went?
Melton Peters College.
Oh God, you went with the people children college.
Prep.
I don't know you over there.
You
You need to relax yourself.
use part of them dangerous people up there.
Dangerous way.
Way yo.
Exactly. Look at me,
We
Rashid.
got-
This
man.
guy. Look, which part of us?
Ours is not even like 0.5% of the population of that
That
school.
don't
Of that
matter.
school.
These examples of what could come out of it.
What was the other one? Is murder people children?
Milton Peters College. How about that? How about Milton Peters College? The actual name of the school.
There was another one. I can't remember the other one.
Military prison
School
camp.
that bad?
Making people cry.
He just said
Military
This is
prison
military
camp.
He's still in.
Military prison camp.
That was one of them. That was one of them that we used.
Why?
That's the other one. Yeah, no,
does
but
this
I know what I was
school have
talking
all
about.
I
That
feel
got
like
one
he didn't
more.
even hear that King was saying it, and
NBC.
he feel like he just remember that.
Oh no, I know I didn't say it. No.
NPC is it's an acronym. You could do.
Look,
stuff
right.
with it.
Let's
That's
just say
what
that there
GB
was
turned into.
various. There's a lot of activity going on in that school.
Every school does. Every
Was there a metal
that is
detector?
true.
No, that's not true. We did not have that problem. Look, that was quite a
Oh.
problem.
Was there a
Private
metal
school.
detector at the school? That's all I need to know.
At
Yeah.
one point, yeah. 1.8 was installed.
There wasn't a metal detector. Well, if they ever installed one, I don't know, because I know they had Mohini.
No, yeah, sorry, not a metal detector. They had the one. Yeah.
They used to get search going in school.
Not a metal detector. My bad.
So you had the Darth Vader, like,
Yeah.
I used to always be wondering if that shit used to actually work. Because, like, enough times I hear about people going in with knives and guns still. So it's like, what's the point of it?
maybe you have like a glass knife or a plastic knife.
It's things to make life inconvenient.
Yeah.
Every morning you just gotta stand in a line to get in.
Yeah, inconvenient now if people coming in and having a whole war session.
I mean,
they can do it down the road anyway.
it's probably what it is doing.
Hey, good point right there.
I mean,
all the schools in one area. I don't know who designed Martin, but they didn't do it right.
Wise. That was not wise.
They put all the high schools in the same areas. They bound to cross paths and meet up and find each other somewhere.
Maybe they took some advice from Bonaire.
is that over there?
So we trying to
I think it's a $1 billion dog. Let's
$1 billion?
Yeah, bigs. I mean, one big.
Like I said
courtyard.
before, it got like 6 people in Bonaire.
Yeah.
So
you know you're upsetting all the Bonarians.
I just gonna say for
What
all the
Bonarians
Bonarians
are?
listening.
I don't know who they is. Okay,
Hey,
They
shout
might
out to
have
my
somebody.
Bonarian people.
If people from where it was South Carolina could
Somewhere
see
in
this,
California.
see this California,
forget
my
the
bad.
place, though,
If people in California could rock up on this podcast and end up listening to it like consecutively, I think it is possible somebody from Bonaire might.
I feel there's a lot higher chance actually somebody from Bonaire
I
might.
mean, some of Bonaire
But
that living in Bonaire might.
I mean, but if they're living in Bonaire, then they know that Bonaire got like 6 families. So I don't understand. Then they already know. No, you can literally, if you flying over Bonaire, tell me, you fly over Bonaire before, right? Like you land in Bonaire, like
Yeah, I've been.
I
lay
don't
over.
understand your beef with Bonilla.
It's not beef. It's fact. No, Bonaire. I ain't gonna lie. Bonaire is a beautiful island, not because they don't have no goddamn houses. You could fly
it's
over
just
Bonaire.
green.
All
It's
you gonna
just
see
green.
is green. All you think
true,
is a
that's
joke.
I don't
It
know,
barely got people in
Green and
Bonaire.
flamingos. There's no
And they also know for the
people there,
salt,
though.
right?
Yeah,
they have like pillars of salt.
Yeah, they have pink beaches, the pink sand because it's
Oh, that's-
so,
Yeah, salt.
it's so
that's-
salty.
They export salt and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And flamingos.
Yeah, they have a lot of. They have more flamingos than people.
They basically it sounds like what St. Martin used to be.
Alright,
Like, at the point, St. Martin
The
used to
same
be
way you'd be
flamingos.
going at Sabre. Look, Bonaire.
Hey, look. I love Sabre, okay? There's nothing wrong with Sabre. It's not my fault. The place is called the bottom. Okay? That's not my... But anyway... We
getting off track
yeah,
here.
Yeah, sorry.
We stray.
Back to him.
Yes,
He
back
here
to
for a
Mr.
reason.
Georgia.
Yes,
Tell us
yes.
your story.
How long you been doing music then? Let's
How
get
long
to
I've been
this.
doing music? Like at a young age, let me say, I think like 10, 11, I was like literally like listening to songs, and I would take like a song from a famous person and remake it to what I think it should be. Like
Okay.
write it like, in my scrapbook, just
True.
and then from there go outside and with a little bit of children that exist in Point Blanche.
Aye.
I would go and perform it for them and be like, yeah, well,
Speaking
this
about
year.
6 families.
But you had no...
Could be.
You had no Curtis?
Curtis?
Heiliger.
No.
Okay. Possible. But he was never really by his father anyway. He used to be down them sides.
So yeah, from that point on, it was like, maybe like talent show here and there. I think once I performed with the old crew. What's the name?
Oh, you was part of Richie and them kind of one?
No, I was like a featuring act.
Yeah. We
Okay.
we
He
was
was an
performing
affiliate.
for
He
a
was an
talent
official
show.
member.
We was performing for a talent show, and then someone approached us. We like, Georgio could join. He was like, yeah, sure, come perform.
Where the talent show was? Where
This
from
was, I think, the last time I actually performed
Okay,
with
we
them.
can tell the
This
era.
was, I want to say 2013, 14,
man.
possibly.
Yeah, no. Ooh, now we was gone by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a,
we was
a while back.
definitely not there.
Yeah, I've been living here a while. Though.
Yeah.
Like a decade, right?
Not
Going
yet.
on a
Almost.
going on a decade.
In about 2 years.
Yeah.
So from that point on, it was like I put it on the side for a while. When I started school here, it was like, okay, then it like completely like died out in terms of writing my own music or putting on my own music. And then I did like one attempt for like a minor I had in school. I wanted to like I had this idea of like starting a label. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna do my own music and then like make this one track, and then from that point on, it like died it again. And then and then when I finished school, I was like, okay, you know, I got a lot of time. I have a lot of time on my hands, and
I interview you, bye.
and like I had one friend who constantly pushes me because like I'm a part of a youth group of my church that I go to, and there I constantly do like
Makes sense now.
sorry?
No.
Yeah, like I constantly do like performances, write stuff for them, you know, and never nothing like on a serious level. And this one friend was like, yo, you gotta really stop playing with your talent, you know, you gotta do something with it. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I made this song, the Here I Am song, and then from there I was like, hey, you guys like it? And I was like, yeah, that was cool. And I was like, okay, cool, let me let like months after, like half a year after, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna put it out, and then yeah. No.
So you got other projects coming up other than this? You got other things in work?
You guys will be the first to know. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Right now I'm busy with some couple things for next year.
Next year's like a few weeks away.
Okay, you know,
I'm just saying.
yeah,
We like 2 weeks away from next year. Maybe 3.
I say like mid next year. Mid next year, I have some ideas, things I want to bring out, more music I want to bring out. So yeah, for sure.
You thinking just dropping singles, or you maybe a project, like maybe an EP or something like that, like 5-6 songs? What are you more leaning towards?
I'm leaning towards more EP. Leaning more towards an EP.
Okay.
But it sound that sound like the proper route. Cause it sound like he's still more or less getting into it.
Yeah, I mean, EP's been most people's albums anyway for the past couple of years. You know?
Yeah, it depends if
Only
you're talking
Kanye was
about
doing
like man like Chris Brown and Drake.
Only
You're
Kanye.
talking like 24 songs.
No. What Chris Brown doing needs to stop that. I still ain't listen to the whole album.
I
Stop.
agree.
Yo, I can barely listen to normal albums straight through. Like, you know how long it
5
takes me to go
tracks
to like
and
Tory Lane's own, and that's something I was looking forward to.
And Chris giving you 45 and 50 something
Who
songs.
asked for that?
Wow.
I'm not saying who asked for that.
No, but the man is right. Nobody. That's the sad part.
The man could have well dropped that next year, you know, give people some time to like digest the first song. But anyway,
That's
okay,
bad.
so the song that you released. Okay, let me ask this question first. Did anybody else in this room hear the song?
I listened
I
to
listen
it.
to it.
Okay,
I listen to it.
Alright.
let me ask this question now. How
Okay.
honest of a like opinion you want on your track?
Come again.
Whoa.
How honest
What
do
a
you want?
question.
How honest of opinion do you want? Do you want a completely honest? Because then I can tell you off air. Or you want
I
to
don't
be
mind.
like,
I don't mind.
Okay,
Give me the 100%. What's your name?
Sean.
But like
Sean Kana.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kana. Like, full
It's
Kana
on, it's
version.
on his shirt, don't
my
worry.
own. Hey,
It's right there.
Link Up Podcast. You know, don't forget to watch, subscribe. Tell
This
your
man
mother,
used to be
tell your
on me
father,
for
tell
like almost a year to call him Kana on the show. No, don't be start promoting
promoting
Sean
Sean.
now. No.
It's a really selected amount of people that actually really call me that. If I have to be really honest.
But you'd be surprised. There's certain people who like don't know you in real life who just watch the podcast, and in
And
their
know the
mind
thing,
you is kind
kinda.
of
That is true.
like they didn't even when Sean was referenced, they didn't even know who was being talked about. So the brand didn't work in.
all right, well, we'll keep
They're like the one behind the camera.
All right.
So your opinion of the song?
I go leave out. You go first.
Oh,
You started
yeah.
introducing
Well,
the topic.
Okay, all right, cool.
I don't understand.
Okay, no,
Teasing
okay, all
and
right, cool. All right. If I'm mistaken, there was only one song you had said in the group chat, right?
Here,
Rashid?
yeah.
Correct. Yes.
That's supposed to be like a rap song. It's supposed to be like gospel rap, kind of. That's a genre too.
Yeah.
So, what it is you was really going for?
How would you classify?
I was getting this whole
I
gospel
was
feel from
getting
it.
gospel too.
Yeah. Okay, I understand the reference, but it's not gospel. It's
Okay.
not gospel. It's not like raise your hands, hallelujah. You know.
Okay.
It's not that. It's not that. Like
It's not a hymn.
it's not a hymn. It's not him. Like with Here I Am, right? Writing the song was like a self-reflection for myself.
Okay.
And putting out this song was more like showing people that, you know, I was taking people behind my smile. Because like a lot of people see me smile, see me good, like, you know, like, yeah, he's just a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a boy from Point Blanche. He's Georgetown. He good, you know. But no one like really knew like I had struggles. I had this, and so I took people like literally behind of the mask that I've had, and for them to get to know me, get to know who I am, and most importantly, like yeah, of course, in a song it cannot be missed. Like I speak about my relationship with God, and that's something centered for me. So it's not imposing anyone to like, okay, you should follow my path, you should do what I do. But that was like my therapy on getting through all I got through, and letting the other person witness that actually.
So it wasn't necessarily a gospel, it was more so you was telling your story, and that just happened to be part of your story.
Because from the tracks that I've made, like, okay, never, like, only one track I've actually recorded aside from Here I Am. It's on SoundCloud, somewhere on SoundCloud. But
because I remember seeing a video that you did on a bridge, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
That was a while back.
Yeah, that was way back. And that song and with a couple of other songs has been really like positively driven. So I know people go through struggles. I know people have hard times, and I wanted to be that voice in that hard moment. So like, yo, you got this. Like, keep going. And with Here I Am, it was completely different. It was actually me talking about myself and me actually letting people into my background story. I don't know if I'm gonna make something like Here I Am again, not sure, but it was really a different type of track that slightly comes across gospel.
So how would you describe your music in general? Like, that's your route, or you're more like rap? Or
rap for sure, rap. I could surprise people and sing like on Here I Am.
Okay.
That was gonna be my next question. That was Yaz, you singing?
Yeah, it's me singing. It's me singing.
Because low-key, when I hear the song, I was like, this boy know what he getting into on his show. No, that was really, I was like, oh my god, look at this.
I didn't even say anything.
because of the wild shit that'll come out of Sean mouth sometimes. Sorry, Kana mouth sometimes.
I really don't understand why I have this reputation.
How you don't understand?
Yo,
last week, and I quote, you said, "Bye, that's a long ass clip."
You can't just say that without giving the context behind that conversation, okay?
But you see, there was a lot of people who like noted that and was just like, they commented on that very particular moment, like, wow, Kana just really said that, just put that out there just like that.
Right?
Like
a couple of people can't reply to my
because
story.
You know how that come across, right?
Let's just roast on that for a second, right?
Did not.
I even tell you about it.
So
I tell you, everybody interpret it the way I interpret it.
You didn't see the episode, but we was talking about something, and we got on conversation of maybe Kana is really a girl and he was all the time. Then comes this comment, but boy, that must be a real long clit in reference to his own thing. If he is,
if I would be a woman, then that means I have a long clit. The penis is the clit of the. You overstand where I'm coming from.
I never thought we'll be talking about this topic again.
I just tried to take myself. Okay.
You noticed that I didn't put the full clip. That full clip I had like just.
You edited
it. I had just taken from the podcast and put on the picture because I was like, I don't think people are ready for what the fuck just come out of this by mouth. I was like.
Anyway, that's not the case. It's not that bad. Well, me personally, I like the chorus. I personally would say you would need to work on your flow a little bit.
I agree.
Why I say that is because it reminded me too much of Martin back in like 2000s. I don't know if you would understand what I mean by that reference, King.
No.
Jesus Christ. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to explain this.
Explain. The early days with Samantha rap?
Yeah, Judd. When like everybody was kind of sounding the same, everybody had like the same flow more or less. Everybody was trying to either sound like For the Haters or them it was For the Haters. Help me out here. Somebody.
I don't remember.
On. Jesus Christ.
There was Gildo.
Obviously not Gildo. It was For the Haters and D something. D not D4L, but anyway, Jesus Christ. You don't have to. But anyway, that was more your flow in general, that was my thing. That was my only thing I would personally think that you should work on. But I'm no music person. Like these are music people, so like I gonna leave them like go ahead with that.
My opinion of the song, I guess it's kind of similar to Kana in a way. Like the chorus definitely is the strong point of the song. The verses, I wouldn't say to me. I wouldn't describe it as like early 2000s or nothing like that. It's not the smoothest in certain ways. Like it seems it's very choppy the way that you deliver the verses and stuff like that. Like it's just weird. Like it's not like not in a bad way.
This man over here to get roasted like are you?
No.
In my opinion,
it's something that's like it almost reminds me of like DMX ish in a way. Like it's just different. It's something that and DMX is great. Not I ain't saying you sound like DMX out of, but it's just the way that DMX had a very unique way of rapping his verses and stuff like that, where he would start in a very distinct way. Yeah, and it kind of has that similarity to it a little bit, in my opinion. But I don't know, you sound angry.
yeah, like
Nah, man, I wouldn't say so. Maybe a little hurt, but
I only listened to the song once, so I would like this. Take this opinion with a grain of salt in a way. Like I ain't really get to properly digest all the lyrics and all of that. Like on a couple more listens, I probably would remember the lyrics and all of what you were rapping about. But on the first listen, the main things that stood out to me is like the chorus, the flow. I don't really pay attention to lyrics specifically on like the first time I hear a song. The more thing that would stand out to me is like, what do you do? How are you saying the stuff versus what you're actually saying? So I probably need to listen to it more to give you a better opinion on the actual content of the song.
I really did like the chorus though. The chorus was good. If I had to tell you anything, I would tell you stick to singing.
whoa.
Many people tell me the opposite.
Oh shit.
No, I understand.
That's one of the things
me personally, I prefer the singing.
That's one of the things where when it comes to music, it pretty much got to be like, what do you like to do? What do you enjoy? Because people can tell you all kind of shit.
Yep.
What do you do if somebody tell you should rap, other person tell you should sing? Who do you listen to? Whatever you feel like. Yeah.
But this song, like you mentioned, like a song very angry, and it is true because the song itself, I personally find, and like it's kind of weird because I kind of diss my own song, but the song is long. It's a very long song in my opinion. Like it has like about like 4 verses. The last verses, mainly
a little bit, but not. When I was listening to it, it didn't catch me to the point like, yo, the fuck, this song, this still going on. So like, I didn't get that feeling first. But at one point, I was like, okay, oh crap, is the next one. That was a thought. I was like, oh shit, is the next verse. But now I was like, oh fuck, but yo, this song still like ain't done yet. Like I didn't have to check my phone and be like, yo, when's the end point of this? So like, I wouldn't say it's that noticeable. Yeah,
like when I wrote it. It was literally like because I wrote it, the verses, the chorus came on like another day, but the whole song was like written like in one night. So like I had the urge, I had the urge like to write, and I was like, okay, let me write, and it was like hours passed. It was like 4 a.m. I was like, yes, it's done. And when I like looked back at the content, like what I was writing on, it's literally a journey. The whole song is a journey. The song starts somewhere and it ends somewhere. And I noticed it was like a challenge to like channel all of that back when going into the booth and like, okay, this is how like my life was. Because writing the song was literally, as I say, was like a self-reflect. It wasn't something that it's not something I was dealing with today. It was something like I was dealing with the past like years to be able to stand like strong today. A clip is coming for it as well. And
like the whole song, like a 4-minute clip.
It's a full minute clip, and actually, I would say it's like a sort of movie. It's like it's done with the perspective of like a movie, like a short film.
Okay.
So like it has a whole.
It's already shot. You already did the video.
Yeah, it's already done. Like it's right now in like
editing still.
Yeah, it passed through that phase already. So it's like little detailed things is going to be. And
post editing, so anything you have to do before
just
you
finalizing.
Yeah, the finalizing part of it, and with the video is going to be able to help the person, I think, listen to the song and like the lyrics, listen to the lyrics, man. Focus more on what is being said instead of the delivery. From all my songs, like I've made as time go by, this one was like in terms of flow wise and technique, it was like my lowest, I would say, because it was purely like
there's emotion coming out properly.
Yeah, like a release, like.
So then why choose to do like a short film and all out for this song if that's what you think about it?
The message is strong. Is strong, and I thought about another person, like not specifically one person, but I thought on a person that would be like, okay, decide, okay, let me just give this boy a listen and listen to the song. I knew for a fact that me being vulnerable would be able to help that person in whatever they're going through, in whatever way from. Because one thing I experienced a lot for myself was striving to be perfect, striving to have everything flawlessly done. Everything got to be like, if it ain't perfect, I ain't happy. And it was so bad, like it used to mess with my relationships with other people, mess with me as a person, and it was end my relationship with God, and it made things bitter for me, really bitter. So the moment I realized, okay, I could like put my perfection aside, embrace my mistakes, embrace my flaws, and grow from that point on, I could have moved forward. And a lot of people get stuck when they can't be able to fix what they've done wrong, or maybe they made a grave mistake and they like stick with that with years and years and years, and they can't be able to move forward. And I knew with Here I Am, although it wasn't strong on like skill wise, the message would help the person to move forward with life and leave the past in the past and just like move forward.
Okay, so while I completely agree that is an important message. My question is, don't you think that message would kind of get lost in the delivery of it?
Good question. Not sure, actually.
Why do you feel the message might get lost in the delivery?
Because based on like what we was here talking about so far, like we didn't necessarily like how he was rapping, more to say. And if he kind of feels like that way as well, my question is more like, why, especially with the message being as important as it is, why not do it on another song where you more feel confident about than kind of this one where you have the same feeling more or less that we do? So like, why put your time and energy behind this one? Because I understand writing it was a emotional release, but that's not necessarily something that you have to release either.
Yeah, to answer that question easily is like, I could say it's a bit selfish, but at the same time not. Like, the point of the song is for me not to show that I have everything put together. When you get positive songs, you get a person that's smiling in the camera, you get a person that may be, sunshine, everything is all right. And with Here I Am, it was literally the opposite. And I'm talking about God. So it's like, what is this? Who is this guy? So it brought like a sort of bitter sweetness to it. And then you notice that a little bit with the beat and also with the setup of the song. You have these hard, aggressive like verses, and then you have this soft and melodic chorus. Okay. So it it's like real life. This is real life. Like, this is the reality. It's not just wake up happy, go sleep happy. No, this is real life. This is how it is in real life, and that's what I really wanted to bring across to the listener of Here I Am.
So how long? This is a slightly kind of different topic in a way, but you've mentioned it a couple of times. You've referenced it a couple of times. Your faith, your thing to God. Like, how long were you in church?
Was the first one to do it. It was either me or
I like Kana. I like him. I like him. No, I mean it.
You beat me to it. I appreciate it, but you beat me to it. I want to say something different, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Like now, I grew up going to church, like traditionally wise, every Sunday. You put on your best and you go to church. But to take my faith serious, take my relationship with God serious, it has been 5 years now. 5 years.
So, okay, well, what do you mean by serious now?
Like, serious is as in, reading the Bible, understanding what's there, applying my life to it, adjusting myself to it, like taking it serious and not just having knowledge. Because when I grew up, like, I had the knowledge about, okay, if you ask me who Jesus was, I know who Jesus was, I know who Mary was, I know all these people, but it was never like applied to my life. So, like, in this point on, like, from I think when I came here in Netherlands, and I started to go to church, I started to listen, and I started to put to practice what was being said. And from that point on, it was like serious. It became like part of who I am today.
What's your opinion on churches in Saman versus churches in up here? Like, you feel it's the same type of vibe that you like? Do you get the same type of vibe from churches up here that you do in Samartin, or do you prefer it up here versus better than Samartin maybe?
Yeah, I found that's a hard question because it's so many. It's so many. Like,
You been to a lot of churches up here, like, since you're up here?
No, only one. But I mean, like, in general, there's so many like churches, and everyone does the thing their way, and it's so broad.
Speaking of that, like, how do you choose a church, especially coming from St. Martin to up here? How do you choose a church? Is it like Marktplatz? Is it like?
Make sure you put this one on Instagram. Make sure you put this one on Instagram.
How do is it a cult
And this is
following
exactly
something
what I
like?
asked you. That I show you one the episode because it's possible you come out here and like
Oh my God.
I tell you as well she gonna put his mouth and then
No,
you are
yo,
surprised
it's a
when
good
people
question.
call
It's a good question. It's a good question.
It's
It's
to Marktplatz.
Yo, I don't know. Is it a cult type something like you have to be
It says
referred?
The chair
Like,
is available in the church right now for 200.
hey, post it. We open today Sunday. I don't know. They might have they might have an own page on Facebook.
I would not be surprised.
I would assume that the first step is finding a church like of your religion.
I was
So,
just about
like,
to ask.
And how do you
if you
do that?
Methodist, you go look.
How do you do
I'm
that?
pretty sure you could just Google it, Methodist church near you.
I
you
suppose
Methodist church
I
and
suppose
it
you
will
find a
come
whole
up.
exactly. Suppose you find a whole list.
Same
I
way
find
you
that a
find your
business
fucking
idea.
dentist, bro.
I find as a business idea. You put all the churches together, put it on one big website, and
A
you
church
choose.
index?
You see how many?
I wouldn't be surprised with something like that.
Probably not something
Exactly.
like that.
Shit, are you laughing at me? I can say it's fucking possible.
You said Marktplatz though.
Like-
That goes
like
terrible.
with
I'm gonna be in a train like.
Marktplatz sells stuff though.
Hey, look, right? If people paying these passes and things like that, I wouldn't be surprised if these men selling seats in church no more. I would not be surprised if that's the next
Honestly, I
step.
heard about some of that going on in the US.
Okay, you see what I mean?
With
Shit.
Kanye and all of what he was doing with the Jesus is King stuff, and I heard some of the conversation that kind of like happened out of that, as well as watching Greenleaf and stuff. Like there was.
Is that worth it? Sorry.
Greenleaf is good, whether you're a religious person or not. Because
Yeah,
I'm not
it's-
really the
it's
biggest
okay.
religious
It's-
person,
I'm gonna check it out.
but it really takes you into the life of like what it could be for a religious family, like the pastor's family with the kids and all of that type of thing, when the whole family involved in the church. And but in the latest season, they had one where
Too far into that.
I mean, I grew up in
Unless you
church.
go-
Like,
the point was making to
Okay,
like what
sorry,
he
my
was
bad.
saying about selling seats, because that was something that was really going on. Where people feel like you kind of. Some people, there's a debate whether it's like, is it a good thing or not, because you're removing the word from church, whereas like what Kanye doing, where the Sunday services is just about the music. In the beginning, it wasn't no actual word being preached; it was just music. Then later, no, he got a pastor and whatnot. But basically, he had certain churches that would allow it, so that during the praise and worship segment of the church service, people can come in and there's like special seats that's paid money to come to, and it's just for that part of the service they come in and they dip in at the end of it. So it's like,
okay,
and
my
that's why
grandfather
people was
was
trying
selling
to.
seats during his time as a priest.
Yeah, but
I
that's
didn't
like,
say
that's
that,
like
I
back
didn't
then.
say that.
Yeah, I
Your
know
grandfather was a
that mode happened now. But I still feel like my question wasn't answered though.
Yeah.
Like how you just find
Okay, like to be honest, like when I came to the Netherlands, for me it was like break free. Like, yes, no more on St. Martin, no more that, no more I
understand
had that
completely.
mentality when I came. Like, I'm being
No more
honest.
restrictions.
Understand you
No more
100%.
restrictions.
Yep.
And I have a good friend, still a good friend, and her aunt went to the church I'm going to now.
Okay.
And she invited us to go.
Oh, sounds like a cult type something.
Whoa.
No,
What I mean
cult type something I mean like is when you have to like he was referred like hey
You
know
gotta
we just
get
go to
inside
this
information.
church. Yeah, we just go to this church, you know, come to this one, check
No,
this
it
one
was-
out.
okay.
I'm pretty sure you could go on Google
churches does recruit
and
as well?
just look.
Exactly.
Yeah. They
Okay,
do.
Are you moving
But
like why saying it so
but
fucking
no,
wild?
but like if you serious,
Yes,
if you
I agree
serious
with
and
her,
you
she-
really looking for a church, you could literally the same way you don't go look for your dentist or whatever you're looking for.
I really want to know.
Google it.
I really want to know.
Look Methodist Church if you want to go Methodist Church or whatever. And then
Suppose the mainstream one. Suppose the man want like you know quiet little door period type church.
then I feel like you could Google that.
Boy,
Like, there was-
I
You
would
don't have a
avoid-
website?
I would avoid the Dorpius one. What? I mean, that's for another story. For another day.
yeah.
They
I mean,
might
we in
not have a
December. I mean, the
website, but
conversation would be
you're going to still see a
typical, though.
location on Google Maps.
Again, I
What
really wanna
denomination
know.
are you?
Yeah, that's
That's another
Catholic,
question. How you
Methodist,
choose which
Anglican?
type?
Probably the
Which one
same
makes
way you
sense?
grew
Okay.
up with.
You know, look, okay,
But not
and
everybody,
actually,
that's
it's not
not-
actually
that's
not
not
so
true.
because when I
You
grew
said-
up going to Methodist church, and then when I came here and I was invited to come, and I came like for the couple first like weeks because I like it was like a Sunday. It was going on church on Sunday was in me, so it was normal to go on a Sunday, and then I was like, you know, like. I was just going for going sake, you know. You invited me, you know, you do the muita too. Because the thing is, the aunt used to come like to Den Haag. She would pick us up, and then we would all go together. And then from there, we would, you know, chill by the house, eat, watch movies, chill. So it was always a nice vibe. I mean, like, you know, you do the muita, you take the effort,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'm not going like So in the beginning, it was just I was going for going sake until I started listening, and it was. Like I do not want to bash any other church. Like
I mean, you gonna call it names.
Yeah, I don't want to do it because to me it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't like bring things forward. But
Respectable.
for myself, it was important to know that like what was said was like could happen in my life. So if the pastor is speaking about peace, I want to experience peace. If the pastor is talking about me having like, you know, joy, I want to have joy. And that was important for me. That was important for me in the beginning. The point up until the moment I started listening. So from that point on, to answer your question, it's evangelical. It's evangelical. Everything is literally based off of what is written.
Okay.
And that's also something important, I would think, for anyone, because you don't want to be misled. And yeah,
I don't know how to see now. No,
How would you be misled?
sorry.
How would you be misled?
How-
Like what stops what would be different about the evangelical church that makes it harder to be misled than a different church because it's painted
Or why choose to be an evangelical and not a Christian or Baptist?
I have
or-
another question too, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
okay,
let you
let's
answer that
go
first.
on.
I'm gonna let you answer that first. Then.
I feel like this is a really first person, like church type person we had on. So like that, like everybody like kind of itching to be like, so how do you really feel?
Okay,
But anyway,
Okay, well,
answer your question. Go ahead.
question number 1. So what was the question?
exactly. I was gonna ask you. You remember?
what stops the evangelical church from misleading people?
Look, that's a very good question. I don't have an answer for that, to be honest, because at the end of the day, you know, like people can be messed up. People can be messed up. You could have, for example, if I choose to start a church and I hire a bunch of people to, you know, carry out this work, etc. People can be messed up and do things that maybe I have no idea about. So it could happen in any church. It could happen in any place. It could happen in a business. But for me, it was mainly like it has to be referred back to what I am reading. Okay, if I'm going home and I'm reading the same Bible, you reading the same Bible, you know, everything matching. For me, it was cool. And at the same time, it's a matter of faith. It's a matter of you taking a step, and if you take that step and you get the results that you believed in, that's up to you. It's I would say really personal. It's really personal because everybody have that you know, like if I put my faith, my belief in something, I will get something out of it. And if a person put their belief in whatever anyone says, whoever they choose to trust and whoever they choose to follow, they will get something out of it. And for me, this matched to what I was, busy with myself personally. Like, okay, cool. I understand you. I know what you're telling me. I know what your intentions are. I'm cool. But if I don't know your intentions, I don't know where you're going with this, and then for me it was like a bit skeptical.
So I guess you've been to other churches where like you can, and that was the vibe you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was really transparent. That's one thing that caught my attention. Like,
now they're trying to scam people.
Like they were literally saying, you know what? If all you think I want to scam you guys, don't give me your money. I don't want your money. I was like, okay, whoa, you just got my full attention. The fact that you say that.
Or maybe that is a scam.
Reverse psychology.
What I'm basically trying to say is that the transparency, caught me. It made me understand like what was actually going on here, like what was the intention and the purpose of me coming here Sunday and me investing energy and time to be there, and that was important.
Good.
So you've been to multiple churches, right?
Yeah.
In the Netherlands. Which one was the weirdest one?
Oh no!
That's asking the man to call.
He don't want to say that. Leave him alone.
Let me start
You
off.
see, he's trying to start something because
Let
the
me
man
start
already
off.
said he don't want to put down
I
one
will
of the
open up the
churches.
field. So look, like I grew up, like my grandfather was a pastor. I grew up in the church my whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in Aruba, we are very Catholic in the sense of like there's like I grew up with like the churches you see like in the US movies, like it's very soulful when you walk in, like it's a black church basically. Whereas
That's another good question.
Whereas I went to like my friends, and they come from the Latin side, so like when you walk into the church and then everybody's like robotic, like you stand up, like the man said something in Latin or something, then everybody stands up, and then you sit in like, oh, I have to stand up now. Then I stand up, and then people start singing in tongues that I don't understand, and I understand Spanish, so it was kind of weird. So I felt a little bit uncomfortable there. So I'm just saying, like, where did you feel? Maybe weird was not the right term, but where did you feel the most uncomfortable? For example,
It was one church I've been to when I was younger, and that same experience that you was speaking about, like what you explained, is what I experienced. And
Tongues and thing? Like speaking in tongues and all
yeah,
that.
and except like like the whole ambiance was like too much for me. It was,
Okay.
it was like drums, it was piano, it was screaming. It was like, I couldn't get. I didn't know why I was there. No, I know I was there. I was invited to go. I was like, okay. And my mom was like, you better go. I was like, okay, cool. So me and my sister were like, okay, let's go. But
See, this is how kids get possessed, you know.
Like this whole episode
Continue,
just
Georgio.
going south.
is it?
Don't listen to him. Just please continue.
So-
I didn't know that's how you stabbing.
it was.
What?
I know. Anyway,
I didn't know that's how people used to get possessed. Like I didn't know. Like
that is one of the ways.
So to answer his question,
I still have my question now.
to have his answer his question, it was that was that moment. That was that moment. I couldn't get anything out of me being there, and that then I could either sleep there or I could not be there. I could just not come. But I was younger, so I had to go.
Yeah.
You're right.
So yeah.
So,
Okay, so you were saying that the reason why you like this church is because like what it preaches exactly was written, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my question now is like, so what part of the Bible is used? Because it have certain parts that is contradict others, right? So how the preaching exactly was written if parts contradictory? Because I don't know a lot about the evangelical church. I know some churches use New Testament, some use Old Testament, so that's mainly like.
It's a nice question. It's a nice question. Look, I ain't a pastor or anything. I'm only going to
That's
like I
okay.
guess.
no, but
We don't know any better.
However,
so
yeah, we ask
You know more
you
than
know
us.
more than
we
us.
have
So, I mean,
like
Okay, so like
set the heathens in here. So you got
I
the
drive
stress.
with the bus straight down. So I mean,
His spot in hell reserved. I can tell you that right now.
no. Okay, so to answer your question, wait, What was your question?
What part of the Bible it is used, and then like because you say that that is preached was exactly was written, and some parts contradictory.
Contradict one another.
Yeah, contradictory.
Okay, they use the whole Bible.
Okay,
From
Old and new.
Old and new.
Old and new. All right.
Not everything is meant to be taken literal.
Okay.
There's things, of course, that you
Obviously.
take literal, but it's things that is symbolic, and there's also things that's based on to inspire.
All right.
Based like on like for example like in the old I'm not gonna preach, but in the Old Testament, for example, you had sets of people in the desert and it rained bread. Like, we don't see that today. We're not gonna see that today.
Yeah.
But it's just behind of that message, like, okay, God provides,
All right.
God helps.
Okay.
So everything is
understand.
used, but it's not. Some things is not take
So
literally.
Okay.
how do you pick and choose what's to take literal and what's a symbol, and or like how do you pick and choose?
mean,
How do you
like,
decipher? How do you tell the difference between the actual? I mean, apart from the obvious ones like raining bread and shit, but
You know, like, okay, for
But
example,
even that ain't so obvious necessarily. If you put it in
I mean, I
context,
didn't.
next to certain like walk on water, is that allegory or is that because those are certain things that's like presented as miracles or fact? That's like it literally happened
Point.
type of thing versus just to kind of. Maybe it's one of those things that is just meant to say Jesus was great, Jesus was amazing. Maybe he didn't literally walk on water, but, he was so great of a man.
But again,
and
that's my question. How do you decipher was allegory, was symbolic, and was just this was
is using your intelligence, is using your mind.
Oh, that's you asking a lot of people by.
Yeah, like, because you see the problem is where a lot of people get disappointed, because a lot of people not only in faith, not only in the church, but just in life general. Like, a lot of people get disappointed. A lot of people, sorry?
Common sense ain't so common.
Yeah, but like, if I know, for example, if I have a test next week, Thursday, for example, and I don't study for the test, and I go on the exams and, feel like I'm going to pass this test without even studying, there's a high chance I'm going to get a 5.5 or get a 3 or 2. So it's always like, is a matter of using your intelligence. Intelligence not in the sense of like you have to know it all, because not everyone knows it all, but it's a matter of, just thinking, if I do this is going to be the results. If I do that, that's going to be the results. And then when you sit behind the Bible and you read, you use your intelligence instead of using emotion. And a lot of, you see that a lot today. A lot of emotions leading people to do things and be things that they're actually not.
So you feel like the evangelical church is more like open-minded or leaves more room for interpretation?
I am not gonna answer that question.
No, but like you obviously choose it. I talking not comparing it to other churches. Then just think about it like from your own perspective. You feel like it does leave a lot of room for interpretation, or like they're very open-minded.
Like, I'm gonna indirectly not answer your question, but I'm gonna give an answer to your question. Like, I always tell people, especially when they are new, when they come new to the church, that do put your all, and if you get results and out of it, keep it. If you don't get results of it, leave. That's how rational I look at it, and
that makes sense.
Like, if you don't give your all and you doubt and etc., then don't expect to get results. But if you give your all and you see results from it, the results that you want, then do your thing. But if you don't, then look for something else. And that's how I approach my faith. That's how I approach.
Okay, wait. I got one last one. I got one last one before we think. The fact of being in a black or a white church mean anything to you or matters to you?
Yeah, I would say yeah. So because if all of us, right? All of us are black, and
I mean some of us high color, but like
it would raise the eyebrow. It would raise the eyebrow, because like, if I'm struggling, right? If I go into hard moments, right, and you go into hard moments, and both of our colors is different, and we go to one place and we getting help, That makes more sense for me than everybody.
Oh, so you rather be in you were saying you rather be in an integrated church than like a
Yeah,
instead of like an all black church.
Like I'm not saying I'm not saying like it have to be integrated, but I mean like to say like problems is almost like universal. Like some stuff that people in China going through, like somebody in the US could be going through in terms, for example, like depression. So, for example, and if somebody's going through depression, and a Chinese person going through depression, Latin person is going through depression, or etc., and they all come to the same place. Hey, that clicks more in my mind.
You don't hear that a lot. I personally find King watching him like, you poor soul.
Everybody got their opinion.
I mean, yeah, like
I can't tell the man what he prefer.
No,
but like that was like I ain't saying like I would not prefer it, but if I have to think, then I would say it would like if I go into a church and there's only black people, okay, of course. I mean, I'll feel welcome.
But it's not like because there's not like you specifically go looking for.
Yeah.
Because they got people like that. They got people like, yo, if I going to go church, I going to go to a all black church. You know.
Yeah, and then
like,
that. I mean, if I have to go in a movie and in the movies and then tell me like it's only for white people, it would tick me off. It's the same thing like going to church, like. It should
it's
be
not like it's only white people, only black people allowed. It just wouldn't mean all black churches. It mean like at least 90% of the people involved within both the organization and like the church people itself are black.
That wouldn't be a problem. That wouldn't be a problem.
I feel where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I mean, like King say, everybody got a preference. Everybody got a thing. I
As
mean,
long
they got
as
all
you're
these
not
type
like
of
the
churches.
Malta black guy that was all Black Panther and stuff, then it's fine.
Nah, that's a whole different something.
Yeah.
That's
We're not gonna talk about that right
no.
now. That's for another episode.
Anybody else want to ask any music related questions before we start to get into the topics of the day?
That was
Do you have any dates in terms of when the video, for example, might be coming out?
That's a good question.
Okay. All right. So the clip I will say the clip. This will be the first. This is the first I'm actually telling anybody because nobody
it's
actually
drop right
knew.
now.
Exclusive.
It's out
Exclusive
today.
link. You know,
Only on the
kind of
link.
does this like compensate for me not watching?
No.
I
I mean, it's a good gesture, but no.
So the clip will be coming out the ending of December.
Okay.
It's gonna be coming out and in December. I am skipping between. I'm like down between two dates: the 26th of December or the 28th of December. One of those two, but for sure. And in December, the clip will be out.
Okay.
Where I am.
So between the 26th and the 28th, guys, look out for the clip.
Yep.
Alright, so we definitely
music.
got get your social and stuff like that after this, so we could check it out as well.
Cool.
Okay, any other music related before we get this young man's opinions and some of the shit we're gonna talk about after?
Who's some of your influences musically?
Something about that.
Okay.
I had that in the beginning, but I couldn't forget about it.
Lecrae is the obvious one people might think, because I mean Christian rap and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, technically, he didn't really claim himself as a Christian rapper,
I know, but there's still like
that's kind of what I kind
it
of
still plays a role in the music because it plays a part in his life, and if you make your music about your life, there's gonna the church or religion or like some of that.
I mean, I
stuff
expected you to talk about selling drugs and gun running and shit like that. So
Yo, that would be a twist. The second.
Yo, that would be a plot twist. That would.
Plot twist.
I go like if
If you do that, bye.
you might get some resentment from the church, but social wise, it might be an interesting project.
No, influences Kanye,
Oh dear.
but not because of what he's doing now, but just his
Musically, Kanye. Let's put it
musically
that way.
Kanye, the
Alright.
attitude, the creativity.
I can't say nothing with that.
Lauryn Hill, because it's so authentic. It's so like simple. It's not much.
That's
All of
different.
this.
I don't hear that often.
Who else? Once upon a time it was Drake, but
So why Once Upon a Time?
yeah, like Drake now is not the Drake that I grew up on.
Drake ain't a rapper no more. I keep saying this to your pops, your
So
pop artist.
like I really like the singing and the rapping. Like Take Care Drake, Take Care.
You like Skin Drake?
Yeah. He got that.
It seemed he was trying to have these phases. I don't find like rapping Drake, that's more like his black side coming out and singing Drake. That's just
like when he and his feelings.
Yeah. That is a light skin something.
Light skin captain.
Light skin tendencies.
I got my.
He does speak to you.
So like this one, like that one, he started losing me.
Okay.
But yeah, like Take Care Drake.
But I mean that is a classic though. Take Care. I know about that. That fucking is a classic. I ain't give a shit about none of it.
I agree.
I ain't give a goddamn. See, he
His
even
first album was a classic. All the other ones.
I didn't even like his first album. I wasn't even fucking with him when he just dropped.
Wow.
Yeah, I become a fan after. Like
You a weird light
Take.
skinned kid. Man.
But I mean, I never claimed to be normal.
Anybody else?
And also is an England rapper. He is a Christian rapper. It's SO. And yeah, like he has diversity.
Never heard of him.
SO.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he would be on any of our radar. I still find Christian rap on its own is a whole enigma. So like I understand the concept of it because of what was like being explained on.
You heard Kirk Franklin back in the day with
Why,
Stomp
yeah.
and shit. Like you heard Stomp.
Yeah, but like
You can't tell
I guess
me
I guess maybe I hear it like DMX rapping about God. Like that's my it don't sound right.
Lord, give me a sign.
Yeah.
That didn't sound right.
But no, that was
Lord,
that
give me a sign.
even that was a little bit strange to me personally. I just
Wow.
found it me personally, yeah. Like I said, I don't personally understand the concept, but I mean, hey,
That was a big tune in my opinion.
yeah, that's black.
Okay, you know the thing is for me, like again, grew up in a church environment, so for me it wasn't that weird. For me it was the normal for a long.
Okay,
while.
yeah, that I mean, I kind of
To
understand.
me, I
I
just see
used to
rap.
bop to Kirk Franklin back in the day.
To me, I just see rap as a medium. Like
Yeah,
it's
the message.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Rapping
It's
is a
just rhyme-
protest in
rapping
general.
is
You're
rhyming.
protesting on something.
That, I guess that's my this is
that's rap.
my I guess prejudice. No.
It just depends on what you feel like rhyming words about.
Yeah.
That's like you can
Yeah,
rhyme words about all
and that's
kinds
the
of
thing.
stuff.
I guess because I more put in rap as in like, you know, cars, money, drugs.
Yeah, like that's the mainstream
and Jesus, they
image.
don't really go together.
That's what it devolved to. But it wasn't always that. In the beginning, it was just protesting, people protesting about stuff, people trying
It's
to
like-
make change in the neighborhoods.
It's
People
like
having
when dancehall artists would be bringing up God and stuff like that in the song sometimes. They'd be like cringe.
Actually,
Like,
that's
like,
more.
that's-
Like,
It's a reggaeton?
that's for me at least. That was more common because like I was a dancehall junkie in the beginning.
yeah,
Still
me
am
too.
technically.
But it still
But
used
like
to
when
think,
Sizzler used to go like ham and something, it's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
still sounds good.
I don't know. Okay, they got this one line that I hear. Wait, I think last week that I can't get out of my mind. The girl say
Wait.
she is clean like Jesus police record.
Whoa.
Think about
Okay.
that. Leave it singing.
Creative.
Wow.
Okay.
I was like, what? How? Why you bringing a lot into this like that? Like, why you got to be representing it like that? But it's just to me, it
But
like
what was she
it,
referring to as clean? Her boom boom?
like her in general. Either her or like her stat
Her
sheets.
lyrics,
Her.
like,
I think her
what-
poem facts.
Okay.
Why would you bring Jesus into
That's
the
my
good
that's
facts?
like,
But,
'Cause that's
but
why I just
you
need to know
already
the
know
context
what,
of what she's saying is
dancehall be
clean.
sounding like these days. So from when he said God in a dancehall, I was like, ooh, I see why you cringing.
yeah, it
No, wait,
just
so
don't.
look. Keep in mind, I mentioned Sizzler, dog. Look, that's
Yeah, but I
stop.
Reggae?
These
Yeah,
these
no.
new artists.
Okay,
I
but
mention a new artist. I mention an
Yeah,
old
oh,
artist.
that's true. That's true.
When they keep those two things usually separate. But anyway,
That's true.
let's go on to the topics. I feel like we're going this tangent is we're going on too long.
Yeah, no, anyway.
What topics did we have for today? What do we want to talk about? Y'all had some Aruban stuff.
Yeah. Okay, for once we're doing our Aruban topic, guys. Get
Hey,
ready.
Papi Rubiano,
Sit
nan.
down.
He's a
you know?
man. He celebra. It's a
Are you
Ruben
get
time.
ready? Okay.
I don't know
So
what you said.
basically, this is
subtitles.
Aruba in combination with like this Miss
rest of the
Universe pageant. Yeah. So Aruba sent up a girl. Her name is Dana Garcia for Miss Universe, and in one of the clips that come out on Miss Colombia live stream, I ain't gonna lie, to me it looked like Miss Colombia kind of set her up because she went live and she said, oh, and Miss Aruba, she half Colombian, and like she was like, you know,
Bigging up Colombia.
yeah, bigging up Colombia. And then she was like, you half Colombian, right? And then she was like, no, I fully Colombian, 100% Colombian. And that's the clip that come out. And whole Aruba get a panties and a bunch.
But
and
she ain't
everybody, Exactly. And everybody get upset, and they was like, no, next time we gotta send a real Aruban, this and that. And everybody was in the feelings about this situation because they feel like, no, Colombia gonna big up Aruba, and they had feel a way about it, basically. I got a very clear opinion on this, but I gonna let you
since you bring it up, let me hear it.
Yeah, go true.
Okay, so my first thing is, like, I don't appreciate how some of the Arubans had attacked her, because number one, for you to even reach that point, like, is a long process. You gotta understand, this girl went like Miss preteen, Miss teen, like, she been in this pageant world a while, and she represent Aruba in Miss Turismo, and I think she take home the title. This is not the first time she went abroad for Aruba. And then the Miss Universe pageant too, like, you have to go through a whole procedure, and then it is pick 3 girls. One is go up for Miss Universe, one is go up for Miss World, and then the next one is go to another pageant. So all of this she went through,
have it as good as the other 2.
and they feel, and then when she had speak on it. When she speak on the whole situation, they had a bunch of people saying, oh, her papimento ain't good, ain't that, this and that. And I was watching the video, and I was like, this girl could, like, she could articulate herself in papimento better than I could ever. And to Arubans, I'm more Aruban than her. You understand? Like, I didn't like that whole situation. And then, to boot, most Arubans that speak Spanish at home, they have a Latin background. Because if you go to the census office, the most spoken Thai style in Aruba is Spanish.
Okay, let me break down Aruba for a second with all these Arubians.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry for cutting in.
Go ahead.
But look, this is for all the Arubians living there. Look, I immigrated to the island, and it is one thing I learned.
So where you from? Oh, you're Holland, right?
Yo,
yeah.
my parents.
He's not from anywhere. He's from his mother.
But I'm from Mars, dad. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Nanu. No, but like when I moved to Aruba and I was living there for a while, I remember this conversation I had with a bus driver. Till this day, I ain't forget it. We were talking about how long I was living there and how I was learning Papimento and all of that, and I was finally speaking Papimento fluently, and I was really like actually making like Aruban friends and actually hanging out with them and stuff like that, and learning the culture. And I was living there for maybe like 9 years already. And I told her, I finally feel like I'm part of the island. I finally feel like I'm an Aruban. Then she turned around and tell me, you will never be an Aruban.
And that's how you know what the thing is, and is a select group of people that feel that way now. It's like the people, the real like Bucci type people from like Santa Cruz. No, but back to the whole Miss Universe thing. I understand what they're saying, that how they feel like Colombia gonna be happy even if Aruba had won, because it already happened. They would have been happy either way, and they was cheering for both. But I feel like, and also they were saying, sorry, I missed a part. They were saying that, oh, even if she win, they're gonna turn around and say, but she Colombia. And I understand what they're saying, that her apology, like, is too late, the damage is done. But at the same time, the girl gone up there, she repping Aruba. At the end of the day, if she won, is Aruba flag would have win? Is Aruba would have come home with a crown? Aruba would have get all the attention? It's not no Colombia would have get the attention. And if you stressing, like, at the end of the day, like, if Colombia feel like she Colombian, she gonna get support from Colombia too. Yeah, so it's like,
she ain't lie. She 100%
exactly
Colombian.
Is what, like, you could look at this girl and be like, she Colombian.
Aruba. Every island is an island of immigrants, dog.
I don't.
Nobody 100% anything, dog.
Personally,
Even if you say you're 100% Simartina, you ain't 100% Simartina, dog.
I understand.
Nobody 100%. You're Indian.
I understand there's a time and a place for everything.
That is a very good point, Woods, but I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I would feel in that situation either. I kind of I kind of leaning more towards the side of the people that was cussing, because if they had a girl going up from this whole shit, say like if there's a Simati, you know, and I had to find home girl, regardless of his war thing, if home girl actually end up to becoming like born and raised Santo, she from Simati.
No, but she raised
No,
Aruba.
she raised Aruba, but she
But she born
both
Colombia.
parents are Colombian, so she 100% Colombian.
Both parents born in Colombia.
That's a
But she grew up in Aruba. She grew up.
Yeah.
And that's what she said too. She grew up, she gone school in Aruba. She said yes, she's 100% Colombian, but her heart is in Aruba. All her like relationships, friendships, etc. have been in Aruba.
Yeah, she in lie.
And she said, but the thing is, the girl asked. That's what I was saying too. You gotta realize that
it was a trap question.
she trapped her there.
That's a setup.
Because what the fuck she gonna do? Lie?
That's a setup.
It's how she say it too.
That would have been a conflict too if she said she half and then
no, you don't have to look up, but that's lying. But it's how she said it. Instead of saying I'm 100% Colombian, she could just be like, you could word it differently, and it still be safe.
But I don't wear people wanna say shit.
Yeah, that is
But
true.
I don't understand why. Here's the thing: they gonna sit up there and fret. They don't never support like nobody. Like they gonna say, oh, but how come they couldn't send up a fully Aruban girl? Are you know the procedure to get Miss Aruba Universe is long and thorough.
What is fully Aruban?
Exactly, that's the next thing. But even the Aruban girls that it is sent up, they don't be supporting them.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you got something to say when all the other years you had to say something about it.
This is gonna be a really shallow question and it'll be really fucked up to ask, but it's the truth. But like, how pretty is she? Like, if she prettier than the others,
she pretty.
Yeah.
Well, then that's why she gets in the support.
And let me tell you
say.
something. She got height too now, and that's like y'all don't realize how important that is in a pageant.
That don't shock me. Does she have body?
She have a nice body.
Having a nice body is different than having like a typical Colombian body. Like, we're not talking about like model type something. Does she take selfie?
That's not the body they're looking for in Miss Universe.
Yeah, that's what them.
But that's why I asked.
No, but she have a nice body.
Okay.
She have an hourglass figure.
She don't look
got
like
a Caribbean body. Okay?
She
don't got those. I don't like talking because now I feel like I'm Me Too in for some reason. Look. Before I continue with what I say,
she don't look like she need to eat.
No,
okay, well,
that's not. Let's
just leave it there.
No, she gorgeous now. She's a very
she a
pretty
beautiful
girl.
lady.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's a reason.
To me, this conversation just reminds me many times you see where it might be a country like Brazil or anywhere. Brazil is like 90% black people, like dark-skinned people. Look at who is representing every time you see pageants. Many of those Latin American countries, not just Brazil. That is 90%, or maybe 70%, like majority is clearly dark-skinned black people. But there's always some light-skinned, curly hair, straight person, look practically white, represents them. And there's been backlash many times because these people does not represent what the people look like, what the country looks like.
But that's my point. But
Aruba's a light-skinned island.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. Aruba is predominantly
Kana's house.
But to me, it's the same thing, where it's like you don't represent culturally what we're about. Maybe you look like us, but you don't represent us culturally. So I could see that being where they may have a valid critique.
But that's exactly my point. That's why I bring in the point about if you look at not only that, if you look at like the census office, Aruba is predominantly Latin roots. That's what I'm saying. The majority of the people have some type of Latin root. So if you're gonna tell me this girl ain't representing the island, then who the fuck representing the island?
Most of Aruban culture
is Latin.
I think a lot of those islands got the same thing. If I'm mistaken, Curacao got the same thing.
I mean, Venezuela right there, dog.
No, but
right there.
I feel like Curacao different though, cause
Curacao is different.
Like they have their own identity.
Yeah, but
more or less, quote unquote. Because you can't tell it was the same, really similar to them. There is no.
But in Aruba, it have certain places in Aruba where is more of like a closed off community that feel like they're the real authentic Arubans. I'd say places like maybe Santa Cruz,
Santa Cruz.
I mean, they got certain last names in St. Martin that you would be like they would consider like typical St. Martin
conversation that happens on St. Martin.
I understand, but
Where there's many people who feel, okay, you a Chinese person, yeah, you both of your parents Chinese, you was born here, you still not Saman in these people's view. There's many debates around what is the
Island
Saman.
of immigrants.
But that
but how
Chinese
much
thing,
generations do you go back?
is a little different though. Is
Like
How is it
especially
different?
especially on
I don't know.
Aruba,
I buy it.
especially in Aruba,
Bye.
where a bunch of immigrants came and formed a language. Stop it. I don't
Bye.
care,
Yeah,
dog.
But like
We
there
over
was,
that.
but there's no
Bye.
100%.
You grow up
Aruban
in the
like-
culture, you part of the culture.
Bye.
they're going
You
to
work in the
but-
culture,
yeah, no.
at the
you
end
part
of the day,
culture.
they're
Yo,
going to pick whoever they feel like could represent the island the best. Like my
Zizi Lee?
friend
Let's talk
Jay
about
Marley.
Zizi Lee.
Who?
Who?
You remember Zizi Lee?
No.
Obviously not.
Zizi Lee is half Aruban, half Chinese. She came second place world Miss Universe or Miss World. Or something
Really?
like that. Aruba. Yeah,
When?
look it up.
Oh, this must have been
This was
buku
a-
years
this was
ago.
a while ago.
Yeah, that's why. But like
Anyway.
my friend Jamie self, she went up for Miss Teen and she win. But Jamie half Cursilinian, half Surinamese. When Miss Teen Aruba, but she moved to Aruba when she was like 2. But hey, she lived there most of her life.
Is a sensitive.
It's a never-ending
And
topic
she
in the
even-
sense that it's like when it comes at the heart of this
Everybody
conversation
gonna have
is
their
like
own thing.
what makes somebody from somewhere or what makes somebody in Aruba and a Samoan or whatever it might be, and that is something that is like there is no.
Yeah. Is it one of the
Until the government actually set forth
identify
something
as-
in law that the Samaritan identity means you have lived here for X amount of years and have parents from both sides, like unless something like that is written into law, we'll be forever be debating, and there's never no right. And even if it's set into law, it's still something that can be debated, and there's no right answer
Yeah.
regarding it.
You know what the thing?
But that's the
But-
only time.
You know what?
Until then, you can't even. It don't even
But
make sense. Really,
I
to
don't
talk
even
about
feel like it's about that because, like, to be honest with you, that's like Miss Universe is a good like promotional opportunity for the island.
That is definitely true.
So, if nothing else, at least we could recognize that this girl is a good look for the island. Otherwise, she wouldn't have gone up. All the girls, you think she the only girl that wanted to go up for Miss Universe Aruba, really? But a girl went for a reason.
politics. That a lot of things that.
Nah.
I don't know the young lady. I'm not saying she don't deserve to win, but I'm not saying that
It can't
just
be a
because.
possibility, yeah.
I'm not saying that just she's better than everybody else and that's the only reason she win. I'm not saying that like there couldn't be nothing else. Just with many of these types of competitions with different pageants and stuff, I'm no expert in the pageant world.
Usually that has
Who you
that does
knows
have
and different
a lot
things
to do
like
with
that.
like your last name and stuff like that. So,
Politics.
but
That's
yeah,
what I mean.
Yeah, but I don't personally, from what I understand, I don't think she heavy into politics like that. Like I don't think she got that type of hookup like that. From what I understand, got some people that I know they got some type of affiliation, and that how they just get these crowns. But I ain't really hear nothing like that about her. But I know that she represent the island before, and she come home with a crown. You understand what I'm saying? I know this is not her first, nor her second crown. So I mean, if the girl doing
got the
good
chops to
and
back it
she yeah,
basically.
and
But-
also I feel like it's about like doing your island justice, like promotion, representing. And I feel like once you representing the island good, like what's the problem where you fucking from? Like if you live here all your life,
That's true. But
you
I mean,
go to
that's
school
going
there, you
to
just
be...
walk there, you pay your taxes. I mean,
That's going to be an argument forever. Like, I was born here. No Dutch people going to think that I am Dutch.
That's
And
true.
apparently
We have
most
a Dutch
Arubians don't
passport.
think I'm Arubian. And even in the States, I'm not an American, so I'm an enigma dog.
I feel you.
Shout outs to those that are like me and that don't have parents that
But-
that were born in the same place
I
and
feel you too.
lived in the same place. Because you don't
Because
feel like you
I-
belong anyway.
Fuck
I
that
don't
ass
feel
amount of-
fully Aruban, but like I can't say I am St. Martin neither. I never lived in St. Martin, even though it sounds.
But even
But
being
like-
from St. Martin is difficult because like when you come here and like you meet people that has no idea who St. Martin is,
All the time.
like it's hard to even
yeah.
pass on. Like I will tip like at least for myself, I find it very difficult to say like yeah, St. Martin is known for this and that. Aside from what we actually know for, like maybe the tourism, carnival, etc., etc., etc. Like our own strong culture,
They got
background.
They got a couple books let me not. I go.
See, there's a problem as well. You went NBC.
Yeah,
You in the same problem
they have that
because-
the information. That information is out there. Like I was saying, I'm going to reference you a couple of books. I gotta start reading them as well.
People who went to different schools, like I've spoken
Get
to
different
St.
kind of
Dominic,
information.
I've spoken to St. Dominic and Academy students, and they definitely get a lot more about the Siman history because they have a lot more Siman teachers, and it's not just a bunch of Dutch people teaching
Or
them
foreigners
about
coming from outside.
Yeah, you know, in
Teaching
MPCs
you
you
about
got a lot of
spices
Dutch
and-
people as Surinamese people as
Columbus
a lot of
and
teachers. These
Spices.
people don't care about Siman culture. These people ain't gonna never teach you something they don't know about. Like,
Yeah, so the
Luckily-
disconnect is understandable, but you're an adult. You should, just like all of us here, you have the choice to go look for that information to be able to tell people or not.
The government
But I
should
will
just make a
link you- I will
mandate
link
and
you on-
make sure
on-
that people
on the-
learn about their island.
Yeah, no, hey, I hear
should.
talking. I gotta do the same shit.
I mean, I'm
So,
assuming around
I-
the time period at school that became a law that
What
you need
happened?
to learn about the history of Aruba.
Oh, really?
With the Kaikitios and
Really?
the... Yeah. I mean, you ain't learned that
Wait,
as
they're
well?
talking about King history.
I know about the Kaikitios, but I feel like I hear that around, like, but I never get
School
it in
didn't
a
teach you that?
class.
Really? You
No.
ain't got a book?
Because
I got a book.
like what you're saying about
No.
school not really teaching you anything about the history of Samaritan is true. Because like I was thinking about the
All you
last time
learn
I
about
really
is
learned
Holland
about it
history.
was
European shit. That's all
primary
you learn
school.
about.
Was
Netherlands
I think
selling
primary
spices.
school was the last time I actually get
Learn a
stuff
little
in
bit
school
about the
about
Caribs and Columbus. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And
You learn
I-
Columbus
yeah.
came here and discovered it in 1492
Yeah.
and 93.
and
whatever
maybe
it
it
was.
come back in like high school, but I drop history, so I wouldn't get the information.
we have to
dropped
stop
history.
leaving our children drop things like
But
that.
no,
as
like
important.
even getting history, the most you will get
Still get
referring
World
to
War
some,
II and a bunch of
See, I
European
assume, that's
shit.
why I assume.
like the most you
And
will
they
go
have history
slavery.
beyond it, though.
Like this, like the
And even
transatlantic
slave
slave
trade, yeah.
like that's the most you will get. But like
And
in
even
terms
that is
of
probably a whole diluted in a whole
Yeah.
different.
But I
way.
ain't gonna lie, Aruba does do one good thing that they have mandatory Caribbean books on the list. Like, you know the list. I don't know if I
Okay,
have.
that-
Like,
Yeah,
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 the
yeah,
book
yeah,
list.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
Even I had
the
that.
16 books.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
for
no, I didn't
us,
have a public
Yeah, we
music.
had that.
My teacher choose that on whim.
We had,
Oh,
like, we
no,
had, I had
we
less than
have
half because you was a smart person using Vivi. Y'all had more books. We had 12, I think. We had
I
to-
think, yeah,
Some so.
I don't know. Because, like, I had
English
went
and Dutch
over
was
halfway
12.
through. So that wasn't, but like, it was, I think it was like 16 and Vero, you're right, and then 12 and half.
We had a little
But-
bit more. Yeah.
But we had mandatory, Caribbean books. Like,
I don't remember it being mandatory for us. It definitely was an option, but not.
I hate
not
MPC
mandatory.
education.
I mean, of course,
But
if I just know from modern people children, I
Also-
don't understand if you had
happened to you,
that
brother?
same-
What happened to you, brother?
I'm pretty
Relax
sure it
yourself.
was like that. But Vero was also a mess because the books had to all be one theme or two.
All the books they read for book
The
reports. though?
16 books that you had to choose for your list, that you had to start reading a VVAV, they all had to fall under one theme. So you had like theme. I don't think it was all 16. No.
I feel
It had like a
that would
certain
be-
amount of
yeah,
them
that
had to
would
be.
be- yeah.
It had a certain amount of them that had to fall under the theme booking, and then you had to write like a report on that, and then you would get. Then you had the mondeling gesprek, and then Havo, I think.
How many
it
y'all
was
actually
different.
read the books?
But I ain't gonna lie to you.
I read one or two. I'll
Yeah.
tell you,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was real slick
look
with
for
my
the movie.
modeling because
for English, I read two because one of them was a streetcar named Desire that we had to read in class. So like everybody had that same book on there. So that was one. That was one
Teacher
of the
thought,
books.
hey, that's a popular book.
No, but I mean, it was in class. Like everybody had to read it out loud, type of thing, and take turns. Like we handled it. So streetcar named Desire, and there was one other one that we did a similar thing for, or maybe Harry Potter. Probably I
Y'all
didn't.
were allowed to
At
do
some
Harry
point,
Potter?
at some point,
Yo, we
some
were
point
not
in
allowed
class.
to take that book.
no,
first.
we had like To Kill a Mockingbird, Catcher on the Rye,
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Nonsense.
That's the list.
I watched the movie for
Like Harry Potter,
1984.
like I tried it, no, because I read all the Harry
Clockwork
Potter books.
Orange,
I still
There was
remember.
one book, I was like,
Not
can I
Clockwork
use this
Orange.
book? The
Clockwork
teacher look at me,
Orange.
laugh, dog.
I think it
I
was
mean,
the
you
Old
coulda
Man and the
choose the
Sea
list,
or something
but-
like that. The
Moby
Old Man
Dick.
and the Sea, because it was like a really thin book. but it was still one of them that was on the list. So I think that might have been one of the other ones. But everyone I just steal book reports from people.
Wow.
Like I just didn't.
I didn't even steal from people though.
That's the point of knowing people that graduate already. So you can send me your book reports. So now I can change your name and I can have.
That didn't work.
I had to do hella research.
Y'all doing things right.
No,
I
it's
just saw
because
the
of how
grade
the
guide.
I need to
test.
do
It
my
was
own
how the
book
test was
reports,
set
kinda.
up. So like Dutch, it was mondeling. English was schriftelijk.
That's true.
Now English, oh my god,
See, for us
that
it was
test.
both though. Like
No, like in Aruba, you just do one is modeling, Dutch is modeling, English is schriftelijk. That was the hardest English test I ever take because I swear, like I ain't gonna lie. I was in a hospital. I didn't read them books. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I read them books, but I had some of them I had read prior. Like some of them, the ones on my list, like for sure, like To Kill a Mockingbird, one of my favorite books. And VWO, we also had mandatory
bad for you.
Shakespeare was on our list.
I feel bad for you. I feel even worse for you now.
And yeah,
Harlem Fox,
but
Hamlet,
but
fucking Romeo and
I ain't
Juliet.
gonna lie, that's one of my
Fucking-
favorite plays. Like the what it is Merchant of Venice is really good.
No idea what that is.
Okay, it's Shakespeare Merchant of Venice,
Uncultured.
and
That's fine. I don't need that.
some of
culture.
them
it's
I
not
had read
culture.
before, so I
He
could
steal all his
answer a
shit
little
anyway,
bit.
so fuck him.
That test was difficult because it literally book reports wasn't gonna help you because what they do, they fuck us up so bad. They give quotes and ask which characters it is. I say, well, fuck me.
Our school used to do that. My class used to do that.
That
too.
was the
That
whole
kind of shit.
English
So make
test.
sure you
Whole
read that
English
shit.
test.
But at BC, it wasn't. It was something like that, but
Are
it
you supposed to
wasn't.
memorize that?
But no, it wasn't something
If
you would
you
memorize.
if you
read
read
book,
it,
if you
you
read
would
it,
know
you
the
would
character. Yeah,
You would
you know
that's
who
not-
would
it
say
maybe
that.
not be
Yeah.
something that specific, but it's
Yeah.
something that you couldn't have like via
The
or
whole
flip.
test.
You had to read that
I
shit.
was like,
Okay.
I gonna get that too.
See that?
I've never
That
given
shit was
clothes to
fucked
Harry
up.
The
Potter.
way our one was, it was
I
like
wish I
there
had it, man. If I had that with Harry Potter, there's nobody could have stopped me. I
was
read all
both
them things.
modeling. There was both modeling and schriftelijk with us for both.
Not for me.
I didn't know what you was doing.
It's only modeling. I
I-
don't
The
remember.
way
had
it was,
one
there was
modeling,
both
one
part of the portfolio. You had to
Okay.
do the
Oh, yes,
point of
how-
reading the
book
books.
reports.
The point of reading books for us was to make the book reports.
Yeah, correct.
And
Yeah.
then you had the
Well, this is
modeling
two
aspect
yes,
as well.
yes.
I
Oh,
used
but
two
it wasn't
different
reports.
generations
That
of
it,
NPC,
no,
that's
I'm
the
talking
best.
about
No, I
final
misinterpreted that
exams.
thing.
This was one of the criteria for the final exams.
And then
Yeah.
our final things was like your book report portfolio that counts together
Yes.
with your modeling shit
Yes,
that you do
correct.
as the
Oh.
final exam.
Well,
So
we didn't.
like for French, I had to read 4 books or some
I
shit
can't-
like
We
that.
had
I had
a-
French, Dutch,
we-
English.
we had to do
yeah.
we had to do it in combination with a formal letter with like no not a
Like for French, I had to have a conversation with
what
this woman
type
in
of-
French and things.
But let me tell you, I milked the fuck out of my Dutch modeling, even though I didn't read them books because it had one book I start because they wanted you to like think out of the box. Shut the fuck up! I already see your face. Anyways, so I had compare it to like Shakespeare and how he had write, and then the teacher was like intrigued by that, and it's a good thing because he asked me about the one book I didn't know nothing about, and I was like, okay, I made it, and I get a 9, and I didn't read, and I was like, wow.
Okay,
Because
so
And I
I
did
y'all
not
just
good
I
at
enjoy
went
reading
off
books?
topic.
No,
Or is it just me?
What?
it's just
Depends
you
on the
and
book.
maybe Calista.
What you asked?
Depends on the book.
To Kill a Mockingbird is her favorite book. I don't have a favorite book. It would only have to be Harry
But
Potter because that's the only
I
book
read,
I ever read not for school.
Not by Dan Brown for me.
but I
though.
read it for school.
Dan Brown though,
But it was really good.
Game of Thrones for me.
Inferno, and I never read the books for Game of Thrones. I was never that serious. But Inferno, that from Dan Brown, that was definitely
You
my
mean the
favorite book.
dude Da Vinci Code guy?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Oh my dope. But since we went through the whole, you know,
we need to
NPC
start
Ring 'em
wrapping up.
roll.
yeah, the whole, you know, St. Martin and Aruba public school system.
But yeah.
Anything else I want to think before we leave from here?
Did we even do plugs this episode? I
No,
don't think we did
you
plugs.
just went straight into the interview. So I was like, all right, cool, this is what we're doing.
I feel like the plugs better at
I
the
mean,
end.
honestly,
anyways.
No, but then it does, you see,
I feel it comes more natural
nobody
at the
gonna see
end.
the plugs.
But that's the whole point. That if you continue to
Yeah,
close
I
it,
understand that, but
do it
like
separately and then add it.
you don't
to the
feel
front.
like you
that's
rather
more work for
you
King.
rather the people not see the plugs than not watch the episode because they might come on and only hear plugs and they get bored and
Or
then they
you just look in
fast
the
forward.
description and get to.
Which topic they want to hear. Is more often than not they can just leave it
how
play
about
while
we
they
let
doing
we
something
let
in
the
the
people
background.
vote if they want the plugs.
But this is from what we've been
Politics.
told.
Oh, okay.
Any more topics though?
But
Before we stray away
we
again.
We an hour and a half. We in an hour and a half. We an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
I think it's
we've been
time.
here a
So
while.
We talk
now,
it out.
are you tangent? Well, are you went kind of long with that whole school
Yo, my
thing?
butt fused with this chair. No?
Wow.
100 then, so plugs people, you know?
Okay.
Kind of way you got for the people then.
By just like every week, Monday, Curious, come out, and then Sunday, Reckless every Sunday. Oh shit! No, I actually got something serious to plug. Next week, Saturday, in Club Up, we have Hangover, and Hangover is hosting the 4th anniversary, if I'm not mistaken, of Club Up. And then Reckless will be in the second zal, hosting the second zal. So we will be giving
And
we'll be
who's
giving
playing?
y'all. So hey, shut up, leave me build the process, damn it. We're providing a bunch of soca and dancehall tunes for all you, provided by Woods the Chosen.
Yeah.
Woods is going to be our headliner DJ for that night,
I
along
wonder
with
who that is.
DJ Shan, and help me out with the first one. Who's opening? I don't remember. I'll get back to you. Are you and da? And then every Sunday, like always, there's Reckless in Brazil Bar. Or you come out, you know, get your little soca on.
Fella.
We have it tonight. I mean, you're not gonna hear this, like
Fella.
enough. Huh?
Fella.
Oh, DJ Fella. Yeah, DJ Fella going to open up for next week. But yeah, like I was saying, every Sunday in Brazil Bar, we have the Party Reckless. You can, get your little dose of soca. We have hip hop, R&B, dancehall as well. Free entrance. Come through whenever you have the time. If you have that time, actually come through all the time. Yeah, that's it for me. I don't know if I got anything else.
Alrighty then, so make sure be on the lookout for the Here I Am clip that should be dropping
Sure,
at the end of December.
Yeah, drop
And in December.
your IG and your social and let the people know where to find you and follow you and keep up with you.
Alright, so Instagram is Georgio, that is Georgio, not like Giorgio Armani, because that's a whole other way of spelling Giorgio. But Georgio J. Richardson, you for sure know how to spell Richardson. Richard had a son, Richardson. Facebook is Georgio Richardson as well. And on Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, Apple Music is also Georgio.
Wait, on what?
Tito, the man said
Tidal. Sorry, Jay-Z, forgive me.
Title €5 now for 3 months.
Title suck ass.
I mean, I'm not.
I was gonna
paying
ask
for
a
it.
last question though. Any reason you don't have an artist name? Like you just Georgio Richardson?
Yeah,
like,
man,
Just prefer to be Georgio Richardson?
Yeah.
The
You know,
man
like people know me as Gio, and Gio was already claimed by, I think, the Dutch guy,
The singer.
the singer, And then they got this other French rapper in France named Giorgio, so he already took that one. So I was like, you know what, Georgio Richardson. I ain't
The
taking
man like
long
he
about it.
name.
I'm not gonna take long about it.
Listen, I ain't critiquing you, my name
No,
is Mr. King.
I was also even thinking about like Island Kid, but then they got jobs with the Island Kid already. So it's like,
Yep.
you know what?
And
Let me just keep it simple,
unofficial-
Georgio Richardson.
That makes sense.
Get a little unofficially is
simple,
Island Youngin.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Instagram, Spotify, all this stuff is just Georgio Richardson. You'll be able to find some stuff. And of course, the clip that's coming and in December.
Alrighty then.
Woods?
You already plug my plug.
Exactly.
No, I don't know. Maybe he has something else.
Only
You
thing I
realize
got-
you plugging for me now, though?
Yeah.
One thing I got to add is make sure to tune in to January. Sometime in January.
Don't say the day, dog.
Oh,
learn
wow.
learn from me.
Yeah, already.
I mean, I doubt anybody gonna actually hear this, but just for saying it's sake, shout out USC for bigging up the Link Up podcast during the gala and stuff like
We
that.
definitely appreciate
It was-
the honor that they gave us.
Yeah, it was much appreciated. It wasn't expected, but
We'll have to
again,
try in the next episode again. 'Cause
yeah, we will probably do that again in the beginning at some point. But
Or we
still,
could cut this piece out and put it.
You
that,
gonna stop
that, so you gonna stop?
This guy. Anyway, people, we've been here
Impossible,
long
he wasn't
enough.
beat as a child.
We've been here long enough, so
I
we'll
was
see.
not. That's why I'm like this.
Yeah, exactly. Is it?
We'll see you people the next time we live.
Yes.
Goodbye.